Intellectual property. Noun. A work or invention that is the result of creativity, such as a manuscript or a design, to which one has rights and for which one may apply for a patent, copyright, trademark, etc. Intellectual property is a law that's used around the world to protect artists and their creations. But what about cosplay? Hi, I'm Shell and I'm a cosplayer. If you are new to my channel, welcome, or if you're a subscriber, welcome back. Today we are channeling Benoit Blanc from Glass Onion because we have a mystery to unravel, and that is the mystery of stolen cosplay design. I personally know of 2 cases in which cosplay designs have been stolen from cosplayers and then reproduced and sold by cosplay companies. Now I do want to note that everything in this video is my personal, uneducated, full opinion. I am not a lawyer. I'm just a funny little gal on YouTube. Please do not sue me. Our first case of cosplay theft is Mango Cyrene and her original cosplay of Mimikyu. It's important to note that the cosplayer known as Mango Cyrene now goes by a different username of Fa Nina, which reflects her actual name, Nina. So, out of respect, assuming that Nina is her preference, I'll be referring to her as Nina in this video. I have known about this theft for as long as I've been a cosplayer, because Nina is actually how I got into cosplay. When I was a little baby cosplayer back in 2016, going to my first Anime Boston, I Google searched, "What do you bring to a convention?" Exactly like that, with my fingers. And Nina's What's in My Convention Bag video was the first result that popped up. Ever since then, I was a loyal subscriber. So I was already following Nina when the case began on Halloween 2016. That year, for a Halloween party, Nina made this original design of Mimikyu. The cosplay first appeared on her Instagram in this post from 2016, and a couple posts later I was able to confirm that this is her original design, as she has written in the caption. The following year, in 2017, Nina quit YouTube quite suddenly, so much of her content is no longer available. At the time, there were other cosplayers who really enjoyed this design of Mimikyu and made their own versions of it, which Nina expressed in this post that she did not have a problem with as long as credit was given. Within the cosplay community, it is not unusual to see someone else's interpretation of a character and be inspired by that design and mimic it in your cosplay. It's quite normal, and usually people are okay with it as long as you give credit to that first cosplay that inspired you. So when we discuss cases of theft, I am not looking at cosplayers copying other cosplayers. For Nina's case and her Mimikyu cosplay, I am specifically looking at this. This is a mass-produced Mimikyu cosplay that is essentially straight up stolen from Nina's original design. And this cosplay is everywhere. Just do a quick Google search of Mimikyu cosplay and then go to the shop tab, and you will see everywhere this exact same cosplay is offered. I personally believe that this is a pretty clear copy of Nina's original design, from the black tulle underskirt to the long jagged sleeves to the little eyes that are supposed to be Mimikyu peeking out from underneath his costume. Like I said, Nina is no longer active on social media, so unfortunately we don't know her opinion on all of these replicas of her cosplay, but I imagine she's pretty frustrated. Before I got into cosplay, I actually authored a fairly popular Sherlock fanfiction in the mid-2010s, and it was popular enough that people would steal my writing, post it on other websites, and claim it as their own. And let me tell you, there is nothing more depressing than putting your effort and time and heart into a piece of art only for someone else to snatch it. And in our next case of theft, that feeling is very clear.
It feels like I'm being taken advantage of. It's really hurting my motivation. It's making me kind of scared to talk about ideas, about cosplay ideas that I have, because it feels like as soon as I put it out there, a big corporation might swoop in and claim it as their own.
Our other victim of cosplay theft is Couch Potato-chan for their Primo Gem cosplay. According to my research, Couch Potato-chan was the first person to make this Primo Gem cosplay in early 2022. They first wore this cosplay January 8th, 2022 at SAC Anime. She put so much work into this cosplay. I believe all of this is hand painted. That's insane. That takes so much skill and time. So clearly this cosplay was a labor of love for her, and she got a really nice reaction when she went to a Genshin Impact meetup at SAC Anime. So then the following May, she wore the cosplay again to Fanime. At Fanime, someone took this video of Potato-chan in her Primo Gem cosplay at another Genshin Impact meetup, and this is the first time I saw this cosplay because this went viral on TikTok with about 1.8 million likes. Unfortunately though, as something becomes popular, people take notice. And companies take notice. And what do companies do? They like to make money. It was only 1 month later, in June 2022, that Potato-chan's design and image were stolen by Roll Cosplay. Because Potato-chan's case is current compared to Nina's, we do have a documented example of this very first theft.
I need your help! Yo, I am Couch Potato-chan, the creator of Primo Gem. If you saw that Fanime video and it made you happy, I would really appreciate your help with it. A bunch of cosplay websites are using my image and videos to falsely advertise their own product. If you were part of that Fanime video that went viral, they might be using your image as well. Not only are they stealing my image, they have the audacity to put their watermark and logo on my image. Recently, a bunch of cosplayers came to my support and started spreading awareness about this. We made enough ruckus that one of the cosplay stores, the Roll Cosplay, took down my image, but there are still plenty out there.
Proving that a case of intellectual property theft has occurred can be tricky, especially when it comes to designs and fashion designs. But in this case of Couch Potato-chan, it is cut and dry. Their photo was stolen. The following month, in July 2022, according to this post, Couch Potato-chan began taking commissions for their Primo Gem cosplay, which is delightful because it means they're making profit from their original work and original design, and I think that's amazing for them. And I'm really glad that they're getting some profit from this cosplay, because as it stands right now, many companies have imitated their original cosplay design and are selling it. Just like the Mimiku cosplay, all you have to do is Google Primo Gem cosplay and hit that shop tab, and you will see dozens of different companies and websites offering this design. Now, what can we as cosplayers do about this? Not much. Because that brings us into the very complicated world of law. Again, I'd like to remind you, and especially any companies out there watching, that I am not a lawyer, and my experience pretty much extends as far as personal Wikipedia research, and all those times I had my fanfiction stolen when I was a teenager. But I do enjoy speculating and theorizing, and the concept of intellectual property going as far as cosplay has been bouncing around my brain a lot lately. Because, when you think about it, cosplay itself is technically theft. As cosplayers, we take someone's design, their intellectual property, and we recreate it and repurpose it for ourselves. However, in the case of fan creations such as cosplay or fan art or fanfic, there is extremely little incentive for any company to sue a fan creator over copyright infringement. At the end of the day, what companies care about is money, and much like social skills and deodorant, money is something cosplayers do not have. Even professional cosplayers make so little profit from an individual cosplay that it simply doesn't make financial sense for a company to sue them. It also wouldn't make sense because it would essentially tank the reputation of the company. So the good news is, you don't have to worry about getting a letter in your mailbox from Nintendo saying they're suing you for cosplaying Tom Nook. That's not gonna happen. But the bad news is, if you do design an original cosplay and have that design stolen by a company, there's not much you can do. The vast majority of cosplayers that have their designs stolen are individuals with no legal representation and no money to get any. Even if you are a professional cosplayer with a network of support behind you, it can be very hard to clamp down on copyright infringement. People can get away with it for a long time. And I suspect that if a cosplayer were to take a case of design theft to a court of law, We then have to talk about the legal definition of cosplay being intellectual property infringement. Where does that leave us? Fan creations can exist in this legal gray area because it would be more trouble than it's worth for a company to sue a fan. But as a fan creator, if your design is stolen, that also means you don't have a path for legal recourse, because technically, it wasn't your design in the first place. But remember, these legal arguments are speculative, and there are actions we can take currently to help cosplayers. My first suggestion is that if you go to buy cosplay online and you notice the design is more original than just a canon representation of the character, do a quick Google search. See if maybe another cosplayer made that first, and if you can, avoid purchasing it. If you want to cosplay a Primo Gem from Genshin Impact, you don't have to buy it from some random seller on AliExpress. You can support the original designer, Couch Potato-chan, directly by commissioning it from them. Another action you can take is supporting cosplayers when their photos are stolen. Reach out to the company, let them know what photo they've taken and why it's not okay. This video has been very different from my usual content, but I hope you enjoy it because I'd love to do more like this in the future. As always, hit that like button, leave a comment, and now, I got a moida to solve. I'll see you next time. Bye. Moida. I think that's New York. I don't think that's Southern. I've been filming for an hour. We do have a documented example of this very first theft. We do have a documented example of this very first theft. Nailed it. Do people say it primo or primo? Because if I say it wrong, that's going to be the only comments on this video.